Hi you guys, today we are going to continue with our lesson on translating numeric expressions, so make sure you have this packet out. We are going to go ahead and start with number 15. 15 says, before we get to 15, it says on the instructions, for each context, write a numeric expression for the context and then answer the question. So there's two things you're doing here. You are first writing numeric expression, so that's basically writing the math for the situation. And then you're going to answer the question. So here we go. Aunt Nancy gave each of her 4 nieces $2, 1 dime, and 3 pennies. How much money did Nancy give away? So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that I feel like you could write the math for this situation. One way would be that if she is giving each of her 4 nieces, that means there's 4 of them. They each get $2, so $2 added 4 times. They also get 1 dime, so that would be $1 dime added 4 times. And then they also each get 3 pennies, which is 3 cents. So that would need to be added 4 times. Okay, so that's one way you could write the math. And if we go ahead and add all of these money amounts together, we get $8.52. So the amount of money that Nancy gave away was $8.52. Now, another way that you could write the math for this, I'm going to just go ahead and erase this really quickly. Okay, so another way that you could write the math is you could say there are 4 nieces, and each of them is getting $2, 1 dime, and 3 pennies, which is 3 cents. So another way you could write the math. And then to do the math here, you're going to do what's in parentheses first, which would be $2.13. You would then times that by 4, and you end up getting $8.52. So either way, whatever expression you choose to write, the math comes up giving you the same answer. Okay, number 16. Uncle Aaron gave 8 dimes, 2 nickels, and 20 pennies to each of his 2 nephews. How much money did he give away? So again, we can do this 2 different ways. We could say he gave away 8 dimes, which is 80 cents. And he gave this to 2 of his nephews. 2 nickels, which is 5 cents. So that means he's actually giving away 4 nickels because he's doing that to 2 nephews. And then 20 pennies, which is 20 cents. Okay, so we can write all of this out and then we can add it up. And that would be $2.20. Okay, another way we could write this math is we could say, okay, we know that Uncle Aaron gave the same amount of money to 2 nephews, and he gave away 8 dimes, so that's 80 cents, and he gave away 2 nickels, which is 10 cents, and he gave away 20 pennies, which is 20 cents. And then you would just do what's in the parentheses first. 0.80 plus 0.10 plus 0.20 would be $1.10, and then if you multiply that by 2, you get $2.20. Okay, on the next one, I am going to come up with a situation that you could use. And if you want to use something different than what I use, that's okay, as long as it works. So I bought 2 toy cars for $1.25 each and 3 toy trucks for $1.70 each. How much did I spend? Okay, so one way you could write this is 2 toy cars for $1.25 each, and then 3 toy trucks for $1.70 each, so that would work. Or you could say 2 toy trucks for $1.25 each, 2 toy cars for $1.25 each, and 3 toy trucks for $1.70 each. And either way you do this, when you actually do the math, you end up with the same answer. And that answer would be $7.60. Okay? So remember, for each of these, you're writing a numeric expression and you're answering the question. So both things. Okay, number 18. The football team scored 1 touchdown, 3 field goals, and no extra points. How many points did they score in all? Hint, a touchdown is worth 6 points. A field goal is worth 3 points, and an extra point worth 1. Okay, so if they did 1 touchdown, that's worth 6 points. 3 field goals, and each field goal is worth 3 points, and no extra points. So that would be one way to write the math. Another way would be to write 1 touchdown, that's worth 6 points. 3 field goals, and that's worth 3 points. And no extra points, and that's worth 1. So 1 times 6 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 0 times 1 is 0, 6 plus 9 would be 15. Okay, so either way you do this, you end up getting 15 as your answer. Okay, on the next one. Okay, so on this next one, it says I had $12, then I spent $2.15 a day for 5 days in a row. How much money do I have now? Okay, so one way you could write the math for this would be starting off with 12, and then if you're spending $2.15 a day, that means you're going to subtract that from what you started with. So for 5 days in a row, you spent $2.15. So that's one way to write the math. Another way would be to do 12 minus 215 minus 215 minus 215 minus 215 minus 215 for 5 days in a row. Okay, and then when you do the math for this, it ends up being $1.25 that you have left. Okay, the next part, 20, 21, 22, and 23. What I want you to do at this point is you are going to write a numeric expression for each of these situations, and then you're going to figure out the answer. After you have done these 4, I want you to come and check this off with me before you move on to the homework portion of this assignment. Okay, so you're completing 20, 21, 22, and 23. You're writing your own numeric expressions for the math, and then you're finding out the answer.